This is about one of those rides. It was on a cloudy Monday. I was feeling kind of fried, standing on a freeway ramp, just waiting for a ride. Jeff and I, we burned it good. DeKalb will never be the same. Listening to the cornstalks grill on some four-way window pane. 3 rides around Chicago, across the Indiana line. A wagon with Wyoming tags stops at the yield sign. Girl gets out, climbs in the back. While walking up, I see decals of Chinese characters. Happiness, longevity. This is going to be a good one, I was thinking to myself. I opened up, the door got in, saw this red-haired, grinning elf. Thanks for the ride, is what I said. It's good to get around that city. With twinkling eyes, he blinked at me and said, Camel was a horse designed by a committee. My acidated viewpoint let me look into those bright blue eyes. He didn't flinch, he let me in. And he said to my surprise, nice to meet a guy with an open mind. I can see that you're onto it. You know, if it weren't for assholes, the whole world would be full of shit. This lady friend made lemonade, sandwiches as we rolled along. We spoke of mind and consciousness, how the war machine was around. I told him about the acid trips I was selling for a living. He told me of a spiritual search, the principle of joy and joy giving. He had lots of books and Sufi tapes, studied martial arts in Japan. His aura was as big as I'd ever seen, read my mind well as any can, picked up every thought in my head and reflected them as a parent, smiling as he up and said, reality is a function of agreement. I concur, was what I said to that. I could see what he was getting at. He said, concepts are metaphysic things. To conceive one is creation. Conceiving a concept. Get down to the core. It's how we shape the real world. It's what consciousness is for. Hold on. But that implies our ego is the root of that manifestation, I countered when he offered this, searching for an explanation. With twinkling eyes, he smiled again and said in the softest breath, let me tell you a secret, friend. Ego is what you have to work with. There can't be self-awareness if there's no self in the first place. It's ego's job to know its part. I am is from outer space. We're spirits on this spinning world. We desire to do this thing. And I said, I don't know what to say. He suggested, try interesting. I laughed as loud as I ever did. That's a versatile adjective. Smiling at me, he came back, that's a literal elected. Good for that, I told him. You don't even need to doubt it. Thing about the ineffable, you can't say an effing thing about it. Willie laughed at that little quip as we pulled around another turn. Gotta go south to get the pen, a little more gas to burn. So I asked him what his take was on the Mayan calendar thing. The end of the world and all of that, what changes 2012 might bring. Well, the world's pretty messed up now, he said. And that's fine with me. We're looking at a subtle shift in consciousness. We soon will see a kind of world that's rational, with an end to wars and strife. Awareness international of the best way to live life. He pulled over to the side. I said, Wizard, grant me a wish. He said, know that the only thing that goes with the flow is a dead old fish. So flow with the go, he told me, as I climbed out of the car. We'd only gone 200 miles, but it sure seemed a lot more far.